Yo, what's going on? It's JayyRedd Unfiltered, back with another video. We're gonna react to another Katt Williams and Shannon Sharpe clip, and this was gonna be a little interesting. So, yeah. So like and subscribe to the video, and let's get started.
Hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TGJ, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I didn't have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee. I kind of getting on there.
Right.
What did he say? All right. So anyway, basically, he already starting off.
After that, I don't really kind of know where to go. Let me one more time.
Like he's
Right.
getting hornier.
We good now?
Maybe I'm tripping.
Because the people want to know, why did he get blackballed?
Yeah,
Oh, because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you will tell it.
No, somebody come to
Ooh. See, like I said, starting out hot, guys.
tell me.
Okay.
I gather that, I value that, I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty. And they'll just go out and they'll lie. The industry doesn't mess with Katt.
Just to set the record straight for all y'all that keep saying he's on drugs, he just said he's not on drugs. So whether he's telling the truth or whether he's lying, that's what he said.
Because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. How? That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike. Because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated with the wardrobe department and made outfits to make sure that no one in America would be wearing what Money Mike was wearing. I told them to go get the Prowler. I then told them to paint it purple. I told them don't have an actor playing a pimp. We could get an actual pimp, Archbishop Magic Don Juan, to play. Like, I did far too much work for somebody to come years later and try to tag along just for their own self-aggrandizement.
Why did
I just want to point out and just say that is some real stuff, and anybody who is a creative or anybody who's ever come up with something, I'm pretty sure you maybe can experience or can relate to that experience of basically you coming up with something, you putting something together and somebody else getting the credit for it or trying to take the credit for it. And so on that note, that's something that I 100% support him. If he's telling the truth, I 100% support him fighting for his recognition, because you can't just let people just walk over and take credit for stuff that you did. That's just not how the world works. If that's the case, everybody's gonna walk all over you for the rest of your life. You can't just let people take credit for what you do. Life lesson. Life lesson. That's why this interview was just so impactful. And I just have to stop and just say that, because what Shannon Sharpe proved is this is why he's such a good interviewer. And regardless of what he believes about himself, because I know he said that he's not really like an interviewer, he's just a conversationalist, but this is it's a talent, because there's so many things that you can learn from the two of them just having this conversation. Kudos to you, Shannon Sharpe. Kudos to you, Katt Williams.
Cube set the record straight? Terry Crews could have set the record straight. Mike Epps could have set the record straight. Why none of them set the record straight?
That's what you were supposed to ask him when he told you those lies that no one's ever heard.
Ooh. Ooh.
Right, but he's telling you something no one's ever heard of. Nobody has ever heard, oh, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon was in a movie, and somebody said, y'all should switch roles. Like, this is a business.
But that's the thing, Katt. Normally when people are giving you information, I'm thinking I'm hearing it for the first time, and they're giving information no one else knows or has ever heard. So I'm taking them at face value.
These are like, this is like Steve.
And I do think that that's a fair statement on Shannon Sharpe's part, because as your job as the interviewer or the conversationalist, or let me rephrase that. The more effective interviewers and conversationalists that I've seen, they allow people to talk and they allow people to say what they're going to say. Then if it's not true, then people can do the due diligence and find out for themselves. Now, that's not to say that there aren't times where you call people out on their BS and you call them out. But if you don't know, how you going to call them out? And that's a fair point.
Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that?
Ooh. Ooh, can we get a Kevin Samuels taps for that? Dun, dun, dun. Jesus Christ. I need a sensu bean for that one.
Bonus, it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made... All lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
Whew. I just gotta say, man, he say a lot now. I'm not the type of person that's gonna speak on stuff that I don't know about. So I don't know Kevin Hart's history in depth enough to sit there and say whether he's telling the truth or whether he's not. All I'm saying is this man brought the smoke.
He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you.
Oh. That's a message to all y'all enablers, to all you people that like to sit up and encourage this. And do you know that I've lost like friends and been blocked because I've been calling out Jussie Smollett being a liar? It just is what it is. The man lied. He lied. He's lying to this day. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And big Nigerian, cocky Nigerian dudes wearing MAGA hats that you were allegedly hooking up with, that allegedly came in the middle, 2:00 in the morning in Chicago, freezing cold in the middle of the winter, while you were getting a Subway sandwich. Okay, never mind. Let's just get. I just can't.
Like, it's important in the checks and balances of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives for themselves.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
What do you mean again?
I mean, that's a good point. I think it needs to be pointed out. I think it needs to be pointed out that you can't be the type of person that Katt Williams is and not expect to be blackballed. You can't be the type of person that Katt Williams is and not expect life to be a little bit harder for you. And we all saw it. Katt Williams was going through it for a while. He was going through it. Y'all ain't see that video when that big dark skinned Pookie choked him up, had him in a headlock? All for telling the truth. His life was falling apart, crashing out. I guess he's doing pretty good for himself, ain't he? But you can't take that road. Everybody always wants to be a revolutionary. Everybody always wants to be the Tupac. They always want to be, just these big great people, the Malcolm X, the Martin Luther King. You always want to be great people, but you don't understand that when you speak truth, when you really do that, and when you really put yourself out there and you really devote yourself to these causes, a lot comes with it. And you put yourself through scrutiny. It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak of heart. It's not for the weak heart, and it's not for the thin skin. And that's just the truth of the matter.
People are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes
100% true.
Blessings for his people. That's why, do you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen.
Now, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I'm not on that side of, the Illuminati and all that kind of stuff. I'm not on that side, right? The Illuminati, based off of history, was a group of racist white people that went to war with the church over whether the earth was flat or not. And I'm simplifying that, of course, for all y'all degenerates that can't take a joke. But seriously, the Illuminati is a group, right? What I think is going on in Hollywood is not what I would classify as the Illuminati. Do I think that people be selling their souls to the devil? Yes. Do I think that people be doing a bunch of crazy rituals and all that kind of stuff? Yes. Some of y'all favorite rappers be kicking it with women and with women that throw blood on little statues of little kids. And I'm not going to say no names. Look it up for yourself. They call it spirit cooking, okay? But it's not conspiracies. This is not even conspiracies. This is a real thing. It's a real thing. Look it up for yourself. But again, I'm not going to call it the Illuminati though. But there's definitely some weird stuff that be going on in Hollywood. And at the end of the day, what he's saying is absolutely true. Because nobody is going to admit that. Nobody is supposed to admit that. But I also think two things can be true at the same time. I also think that a lot of people be trolling y'all because they think y'all believe that stuff. So I think two things can be true at the same time.
They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case. It's a cabal. It's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with and they don't with who they don't. But I'm not scared of being the competition.
I think that is 100% true. I think a cabal is a better word to put it, because we all know that the music industry, unfiltered, the music industry is run by a certain group of people. Say, YouTube. Oh, shoot. YouTube. The music industry is run by a certain group of people. And those certain group of people have a lot of power. And those people have people that everybody else answers to that go up and do stuff with those people and then come down and bring that nasty stuff. And it's just like, come on, man. Look, y'all gotta show me a little grace, man. This YouTube. I'm trying to make bread on here. Y'all have to show me a little grace. If you really want to have some unfiltered conversations, then let me know in the comment section, because I'm working on getting something where we can have conversations off of YouTube where there's a little bit less of that. If y'all are interested in that, let me know, because we can really have this conversation, but we can't have it on here.
Any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Because Shannon Sharpe got to be a different person than that other person.
Absolutely.
And he always was. That doesn't change when I change teams. That remains the same. That's how a legacy is built. So all of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my...
Whoa. He gonna tell it all.
Agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, there's 3 other black guys on there. Ooh. Huh.
So you wonder what they...
I told him no. What y'all do? And
now, for all y'all people that sit there and y'all let money run y'all life, this is the moral of the story. This is the moral of the story right here.
This is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back,
Well, I having phone tripping, but anyway. But at the end of the day, that's the moral of the story. What he said is basically that Harvey Weinstein offered to basically give him fellatio in front of his own team. So what Katt Williams is saying is like that these people, he said no to this stuff. But what are these other people doing? Because they're probably getting the same offer. What are they saying? And the truth of the matter is, a lot of people are so dominated and fixated on money that they're willing to do anything for it. And they're willing to do anything to get it. And guess what? And sometimes that includes compromising themselves. And guess what? And they're okay with it behind closed doors. And maybe they're not okay with it, but they enjoy the money. They keep doing it.
I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian that's bitter and jealous. But in my face, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. I've not been funded. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. I can't do that because Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Katt Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Katt Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in, and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine him coming to tell you another.
The biggest scandal in history. That was the biggest scandal in history. The biggest scandal in black history is Steve Harvey in that fade, in that high top fade. Oh my God.
The story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say.
Have you ever been on tour with any of these guys?
Every guy I mentioned to you is not funny out there in real life. So no. Faison's never done his own tour in 30 years. Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't write. Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever. Like, you can't get a young fan base with that. Like, you gotta be doing karaoke around the country to make that work.
Right.
And he is. But I'm a stand-up comedian. This is my 19th 100 city tour. I'm not gonna have a conversation with these lazy bums that'll take a shortcut at any point. Yes, it's easier for you to juice than to get in the gym, but you don't get to bring that body in here talking crazy.
Talk about how good you look.
What? No, there's too many comics out.
I think that's real. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's real. You don't get to sit up there and be on the roids and then get up there and talking about how good you are in the gym. You don't. Nah, you're not putting in the work and you're not doing it the hard way. You're not grinding, building them reps up. Then guess what? Yes, it'd be hating to clown your success, right? It'd be hating 100%. If you get success, you get it. However you gonna get it, right? Long as you ain't finessing, taking from nobody, getting over on other people, you know what I mean? It's just, that's all good and dandy. But at the end of the day, don't get up here and talk about other people that are doing it the hard way. It's just the truth.
There that are putting their life on the line to tell these jokes, man.
Okay. Let's get to your upbringing. We're going to circle back and we'll get some...
I want to protect them real quick, because you had said for the Kings of Comedy, it was in 2018, 2019, but did you mean 1999? Because it came out in 2000, so I just want to make sure.
No, I didn't. No. So what I meant to say was, remember, he said I couldn't do stand-up anymore. I had 7 TV shows. I said he didn't have any of those TV shows at the time.
I know you talking about Cedric.
Joke stealer from Cedric.
Cedric.
Okay,
You had said that 2018, 2019, but it came out in 2000, so I just want to make sure.
Okay, no. What comes out in 2000?
The original Kings of Comedy.
Right. I'm on BET's Comic View, and they're using this as the commercial in 1998. Okay. That's why I'm saying, yeah. So if I said the dates wrong, yeah. So
let's go ahead and clear that up.
Okay.
You said,
yeah.
I had Cedric on here, and I asked him about the joke stealing, and he said the timeline doesn't add up.
Correct.
To that point, you say.
Right. So he thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
Right.
It had done so well on BET's Comic View that they had made it part of the commercial. So part of the commercial of make sure you tune in to BET was you seeing me doing this joke.
Right.
And this joke is one of those jokes in comedy where you set it up and it takes a little longer to set it up, takes about 3 minutes, but then you're just hitting them with jokes after that because you don't have to set it up.
Right.
Mark Curry had already helped me work on this joke because I thought it was good because I was getting a standing ovation on it. He had me go back in the lab and help me craft it to be an even more powerful joke. So this is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998, I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship. Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass for a decade. Why would you?
And see, the thing about what Katt Williams is saying is that, or the important thing about what Katt Williams is doing is he's speaking, but he's speaking with conviction. They don't have a choice but to respond to what he's saying. What he's saying requires a response. And at the end of the day,
sit here and be like, I saw Katt 30 times and Katt didn't do as I stand before you, Shannon. I would have bust Cedric's stomach. There was nothing that would have kept me from one of these in that patch right there. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you downplay me like that? Why did I give you a pass if you were just gonna lie? And so that's what I'm saying. Like, they're all a group. Cedric, Steve, Ricky, they've been a group. Everybody knows that. They've been aligned. And there are these alliances in comedy. And if you stand against them, then they sometimes have a problem. But we don't let that change the content, because that's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity.
that's a lot of money. I need y'all to 4 times. That's 200 million. Wow. Just to protect integrity. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't have. And that's a big thing nowadays. A lot of people don't have integrity. You don't have integrity. You don't really stand for anything.
And that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right.
The virgin butthole. You got to keep the virgin butthole. That's important.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you got to tell him no.
P. Diddy be wanting the party.
You got to tell him no. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Can I need another one? You here, get you another one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on you was accusing me of being...
Katt, man.
It's crazy. Because I'm favored by God. Like, when I see people's wives and stuff, I don't even look at them. You know what I mean? Like,
you got to tell them no. P. Diddy be wanting the party. And you got to tell him no. Definitely not built for the P. Diddy party. Definitely not built for the P. Diddy party. Oh my God. Ooh. You got to tell him no. He said, I did. If any of y'all saw that Drink Champs interview where P. Diddy was on there and Fabulous and all them was on there, P. Diddy was having one of his moments, because you know whenever he get drunk he start getting real frisky, so he was having one of his moments and he kept asking Fabulous, he was like, man, why you won't come party with me, man? Why you won't come? Fabulous say, man, we did party. You know, I had my party at the whatchamacallit. You came through. He was like, nah, man, I'm talking about one of my party. My party. Whew, you got to tell him no.
I don't want to look at nothing I don't want to have. Because I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. That's how Diddy be feeling.
Come on, man. So you're not supposed to look at anything that you don't want.
Not me personally, just because God has given me literally everything I ever even pump faked like I want. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing, is I don't have a type of woman. Every woman that I ever had as a type, I ended up getting her. Now she's not the type anymore. Now I understand that every woman is a one of one. Like, you can't really have types.
Whew, oh boy. All right, y'all. So it was a lot of gems and a lot to unpack in that interview. But like I said, the main thing that you need to take away is do not let people take credit for your stuff. If you did it and you know you did it and you got receipts to prove that you did it, grab your nuts and take responsibility and ownership over your stuff. Don't let other people take credit for your work. Don't let people take credit for your stuff. Number one. And number two, if P. Diddy asks you to party, if you're not built for that life, you got to say no. On that note, I'm JayyRedd Unfiltered, signing out.